Hello and welcome to an all-new Marvel Cast Explosion Arrow's hub of all things Marvel, a place to talk about everything MCU and beyond, from Avengers and Offenders to Daniel Drum and Bats the Dog. My name's Ashley Hobley, your guide down the Witch's Road, and joining me today is the astonishing Dylan Blight.
Bats the dog.
Yep.
Who, explain that one. Who's that?
Bats the Dog is Stephen Strange's dog.
Oh, okay.
Who, at some point, accidentally gets killed, but then comes back as a ghost.
Sure.
Yep.
Wonder why that never made it to the movie.
They only made 2, so...
Mm.
He's never home. Hasn't had enough time to adopt a dog. Anyway, today we're talking about the last 2 episodes of Agatha All Along. Episode 8, Follow Me, My Friends, Glory at the end, directed by Gandja Monteiro, written by Peter Cameron, as well as Maiden, Mother Crone, directed by Gandja Monteiro, and written by Jack Schaeffer and Laura Donney. Dylan, what did you think of these last 2 episodes of Agatha All Along?
It was I feel like this is a weird series. It's it all comes to make sense by the end of it, and it's very much a thing of hey the journey was, coming along the journey was worth it because we got there in the end, but but also I couldn't help but thinking, but I'm like, yeah, but the journey at times I was like, what are we doing? Like it was a windy road,
It was a windy road.
That's what I would say. And then, as much as I enjoyed the final, like episode 9, by the end of it, I was like, oh, just, I don't know, like, where have we ended up? Waiting for another show.
Isn't that what all shows are?
Well,
I guess,
yes and no.
I guess isn't that what every Marvel property is now?
Basically, yeah. And I guess that's my only...
It leads open to the next thing.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was good, but I just have a few little things. But overall, I enjoyed the... I think that out of the two episodes, the thing I enjoyed the most was probably just the backstory to seeing her with her son and everything.
That's interesting. So... I really enjoyed the last 2 episodes. I think I tweeted out I really enjoy a show that like finds a way to surprise you and like give you a reveal that's like, oh, why didn't I think of that the entire time? But also then recontextualizes everything you've seen before. So now there's a reason to go back and watch it with the knowledge that you know now. I was trying to pick out the little bits and pieces. I think it's surprising because last week we had the Lilia episode. We're like, oh, that explains all the little things that we saw about her the entire show. And then there's a reveal in this episode. This episode that again retextualizes everything and kind of makes you want to go back and pick out all the little pieces. I had a really good time. I think my only gripe is I feel like people's character motivations turn on a dime. But maybe that's just an Agatha. I mean, that's both Agatha and Billy. I feel like at times it's like change their mind on what they're going to do every 5 seconds. But yeah, let's dive into the first episode. So we open with Rio and Agatha, and Rio is explaining why she needs to take Billy with her because Billy is an abomination who has evaded her / death. But she can't take Billy herself because Billy will just then reincarnate into another body.
Not to jump ahead, like not to go too side off, but
that's fine.
I don't understand. What is his powers really? Like, what do we like in the comics?
Magic.
Yeah, I know, but that's
it's pretty much a carbon copy of Scarlet Witch's, so universe altering crazy powers.
Yeah,
undefined magical ability.
Yeah, like watching it is like, okay, so he can reincarnate, like jump into a dead body. He can help his brother jump into a dead body. He can do proper magic. He can create places that don't exist. I mean, yeah, that was the only thing. I was like, I don't know much about this character, but I'm confused about what his powers are. Basically, at least
Well,
Agatha
he's
I
confused as
understood.
well.
Agatha was easy. It's just like she's a witch, but her like main power is that she
Absorb.
steals witches. Like that was easy
Yeah.
for me to wrap my head around. But
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, they have the conversation. Agatha's like, "Hey, I will bring Billy to you, make him submit to you, but in return, you have to let me go, and I never want to see your face again. Get fucked."
pretty much, yeah.
Well, what's the? Oh, fuck. I was gonna make the joke, but it's gone. Yeah, I mean, really good scene, good acting between the two. You obviously, two ex-lovers. You could tell for sure. Meanwhile, Billy and Jen, still just reeling from the death of Lilia, and Lilia sacrificing herself. They catch up with Agatha. They continue down the road. What do they come across? Their shoes from the second episode when they first started on the road.
Mm.
They've gone in a circle. What fucked up Witches Road stuff is this?
Yeah. What indeed.
Yeah. So Billy's like, fuck the road. I'm going to put my shoes back on. And then they go into some futuristic Severance bullshit room.
Mm.
Coming out of some, what are the bags?
Like dead body bags, like corpse bags, like what?
Yeah, body bag, just body bags. Yeah, cadaver bags, whatever.
Cadaver
Yeah.
bags, yeah.
So yeah, they're in this room where they believe they have to create new life or something. There's all these growing lights about them. Other than that, they've got very little else. Among their bickering against each other, it turns out that Agatha is the one who bound Jen in Boston all those years ago. Agatha is now Jen unbounds herself from Agatha and then disappears because she got what she wanted from the road.
Yep. Good for her.
Good for her, but crazy that what a coincidence. How convenient.
Is there anything a coincidence in this, really?
Maybe. I don't know. So then Agatha goes about trying to get help. Billy find Tommy.
Some would say it was Agatha all along, Ash.
Some would say it was Agatha all along, yeah. I was bound. It turned out it was Agatha all along.
Yeah.
So Agatha then helps Billy try and find Tommy, and then helps her put Tommy in another body.
Yeah. Didn't reveal the face of that person because they haven't cast.
No, because they haven't cast them yet. They want to leave their options open.
I noticed the way they shot it. I was like, this is very very particular shooting around the face here, but.
And yeah, I thought it was really interesting. Obviously, Billy asked the question, am I killing this kid to save my brother? And no, he's not, because that kid was going to get murdered anyway by those fucking torturous teens.
That's not how the power works.
That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Your brother doesn't go into that body till he's dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Agatha has a line, sometimes boys just die. I think it is, or something along those lines.
Something like that. Obviously, it was talking about something.
Yep. And then Billy disappears, leaving a massive crack in the ground, conveniently. Agatha's all on her own, doesn't know what she's going to do, so she goes to a pendant again.
Do you find it very weird that, like in the moment before the pendant thing, she seems like she's made this choice and she's like pretty much like willing to die there, like she's accepted the choice. I do find it annoying how like Agatha as a character like is just like consistently like she's a roller coaster of.
She's sporadic, no, erratic, very erratic.
It's sort of annoying. I'm like, you like she goes from this decision that it looks like she's accepted to make.
She's chosen to help Billy. She's gonna fuck
but then when
Rio,
she gets out in a minute, then it's no. Anyway, continue.
Yep. So she's at I don't know, some sort of like dandelion or something was in a pendant. She's able to put that in the ground thanks to a tear or whatever. The thing grows. She passes the test. She's able to get out of the Witch's Road. She bursts outside of her house in Westview. Who should be out there? Rio. Just, cackling like death.
Pretty good cackle, to be honest.
Pretty good cackle, pretty cool outfit. All the residents of Westview are like, oh, no, not again. And Rio looks like she's going to fuck her up. We get that one.
She does fuck her up.
She does fuck her up. Well, like the 1,000 cuts.
Yeah.
That was pretty fucked up. And then we get the premonition by Lilia, who says when she calls you a coward, duck. Lucky she did, because it was a fucking kitchen sink.
Dumb moment.
Dumb.
Like that line to set up that, I'm like, cool, okay.
But also, how would Lilia know that?
I don't know. That's what
Yeah, anyway. And just when you think Rio's going to murder Agatha, and that's going to be the end of it, who should appear but Billy in full Wiccan outfit to knock her away. And then she asks Agatha not to take it all and proceeds to give her some power back. Agatha doesn't take it all.
No.
She takes a lot. He still looks like he's aged a few decades for a second there. I don't know what they're doing with the makeup.
Teen turned into an adult.
He did. He got knocked into like a garden shed. Agatha and Rio battle for a bit. And then it pretty much comes down to Rio saying, I'm taking one of you with me. And Agatha's like,
take this bitch.
Yeah, Billy offers. Billy offers to be taken. Agatha's like, okay. And she walks away. And then Billy talks telepathically in her mind and asks, is this how Nicholas died? And Agatha's like, I'm going to make out with Aubrey Plaza.
Kiss of death.
Kiss of death. And then she dies. Leaving a flowery grave.
Was she just like, I assume that's how her son died as well, although we don't see it. Like some sort of like just turns the book, like takes the, like literally does.
I don't think so.
No.
And we'll probably get to that. I'll explain it when we get to it, probably.
Okay.
But yeah, then Rio lets Billy go. I don't know. It seems like an odd choice.
Why's her real face come off or whatever?
Yeah, she gives the full death.
Like, this is how I
skeletal look. Still would though. Who needs a nose? Yeah. Then that's it. Billy goes home. Turns out he's only been missing for 24 hours. He goes to his room and is looking around at all the different things in his room. And he kind of comes to the same conclusion or reveal that I think a lot of people came to. He created the Witch's Road.
Down. Yeah.
He created the Witch's Road that they went into. And we end the episode with someone saying boo behind it, pretty much.
Very obvious who it is. But
very obvious. Kind of glad that we didn't have a week break. I feel like that would have been very frustrating. You know what I mean?
That's it.
It would have been a cool, like, theorizing what it all means over a week.
Yeah.
You know?
I was going to say,
if it wasn't like such a reveal.
It doesn't feel like the two episodes really were like a 2-part finale. It does feel like very separate episodes.
Yes, but you also would have been very angry if they were separate, I think. Oh, well, yeah, you know what I mean. Anything else you can think of from that episode before I move on?
No, don't think so.
No. So then this episode, which apparently some people have been upset about.
Do tell why.
I don't know. What the sentiment I've seen is, episode 8 was the series finale, right? This is just some sort of after credits thing, right? That's what I've seen on Tracked on Twitter and stuff. So I don't know. It's very weird because I feel like this is maybe the most important. So we jump back to 1700 and something. Agatha is giving birth to Nicholas in the middle of a forest, all on a lonesome, when death comes upon her, telling her it's time.
She is going death straight away. She's just. Have they met?
They're already lovers.
Okay.
And Yeah, so Agatha's about to have a miscarriage, I guess, is the easiest. Or baby Nicholas is going to die in childbirth.
Yeah.
So Death gives the offer that she'll give her more time. She doesn't say how much time, but she disappears. Agatha gives birth. She, very in love with this child that she made without incantation, without spells, made from scratch. Thus, Nicholas Scratch.
I just remembered something from last
Okay.
episode that
Go ahead. Go ahead.
It annoyed me that it started with that, or was that this episode? No, I don't know. It annoyed me that the episode started with that. No, it was last episode. It annoyed me that it started with the seeing Alice, whatever her name was, speaking.
Oh, that's right. We did. I completely forgot that.
Yeah,
We got
for suddenly I just remember that scene, and I just I think by the episode ended, I'm like, didn't feel like that was necessary.
I think it's necessary in the sense that I don't think it makes it question whether Rio is a bad guy.
Well,
She's
Rio's
just death.
death.
She is just
death. Yeah,
she's just death.
death is.
Whereas
death.
she does antagonistic things towards the end of the episode. Or she has antagonistic. Well, she doesn't even have antagonistic goals, I guess, because technically Billy is an abomination against
but that
life,
scene also, she's just like, yeah, you're dead, but
Yeah.
she didn't kill.
I mean, also confirming for those last people who are holding out hope she was going to come back.
I guess so.
So then we get Agatha walking in the middle of the woods. She happens across a witch coven, a forest witch coven, who offer to give her some food and help her. They welcome her into the witches' circle, which is their mistake because then she kills them all.
How'd she tell they're witches?
Witches know witches.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody can tell a witch like a witch.
That was the only thing. I didn't realize they were witches until the camera pans out and then she starts killing them. I'm like, oh
no, I'll admit I had the captions on, so it was like forest witch. Oh, why don't you come let us help you?
Yeah, okay.
So, then she proceeds to kill lots of witches over the time, even enlisting Nicholas to help her.
Well, she's killing them for death, right? Isn't that the?
Yeah. So my interpretation is she was killing them to stave off death, to provide bodies as sacrifices in return for the continued safety of her and living for the son.
Yeah.
Which is probably proven true by the fact that, which we'll eventually get to, the one time they don't kill a bunch of witches.
Yeah.
It's the time that he ends up being taken. So
yeah.
So it turns out that little Nicholas is the one who created the song "The Witch's Road," starting off with the windy road, windy road, and kind of just that's the song they were singing together when they were going down the road to whatever next town to find some more witches to murder. And it kind of develops and it's kind of crazy. I thought that was a really cool reveal of oh, okay, she created the Witch's Road song.
No,
the way it kind of morphed over the course of the episode as well.
The lyrics would just change and stuff.
Yeah,
I as I said before, I really liked all these scenes together because although they were murdering people, she's doing it to keep her you can't it's not the thing where it's okay, but at least
it's not okay, but also so many people would do the same thing.
Yeah, you can understand why she's doing it, and then all the scenes of her son,
which also goes back to last episode where Rio's like, "Oh, why do you let them talk about you that way about killing all the witches?" If they understood why she did the things that she did,
And I felt like her and it shows that she has
initially
a relationship with her son and really cared about him, and it helped put her into perspective a bit more. And it really over time just makes me feel was she ever really that bad? Yes, she's bad, but it's sort of maybe by doing all
I don't know. You saw her mother, Her mother was a real bitch. So who thought she was wicked from the start. So it's rough. So eventually little Nicholas doesn't want to kill these witches. I think they're going to be all fine. And during the night while they sleep, death comes to take Nicholas.
Yeah.
Now I assume I assume that Agatha wakes up and it's a dead Nicholas next to her
I didn't see that.
in a
I
body
didn't- Oh, what?
because it's covered by like the blanket or whatever. The only reason I assume that is because I
Did they
assume
walk
that's
across a bridge, or is that a ghost?
What?
When they get up and
Yeah,
walk
I assume
across-
it's the ghost. It's like Alice walked away
Yeah,
in last episode.
yeah.
Probably that's why that is established
Maybe
in the
but it
last
didn't-
episode.
Well, if that's what they wanted, it didn't help me at all understand what was happening. So
The only reason is because I choose to believe that she took that lock of hair post mortem. I don't think you just carry around a random piece of your child's hair if they haven't died.
I mean, you say that, but I'm pretty sure my mum has a baby book with some of my hair in it.
Yeah,
when
that's
I was a
baby
baby.
hair though. That's different.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
Just saying. So yeah, she is mourning her child, burying something. Create some sort of rock memorial, whether his body is there or not. That's what she does.
Yeah.
It would make more sense if there is a body under there. Because why would you go to all the effort of covering that much space?
well, it's no different than Agatha has her body under the thing once she's turned.
That was just natural.
Mm.
She melted into when she died. Anyway, she's singing the Witch's Road song while she's doing this. Some witch comes across her. It's like, oh, we've heard the Witch's Road song. We really want to hope you could guide us down the Witch's Road.
Mm.
And that's
really, from this moment on, it really made me think like this whole show was about shitting on religion. Which, fair enough. You know?
How so?
Just because it's like a song that someone makes up a tale about something, and then a bunch of people choose to believe it's real. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So then it becomes a massive
12
con.
Commandments, 12 commandments, 1. Yeah, cult. It becomes a massive cult. You're right.
It then becomes a massive con by Agatha over the decades to gain more power by agreeing to lead these covens to the Witch's Road. But when they sing the song and it doesn't open a door, she goes, "Oh, all you witches are terrible. You're the worst witches I've ever seen."
Yeah.
Which is exactly what she did in episode 2.
Yeah.
And then waits for them to zap her with their magic. She just drains them all.
Yeah.
And that's what she's been doing for the last 200 years.
Mm. Good for her.
Crazy. What a interesting reveal, and also then sets up the fact that in
Why
this
did she do that with Wanda?
Wanda didn't need anything, you know.
Yeah.
And Wanda captured her, I guess, by accident. Anyway, but also explains why she was so. She's always been kind of surprised by the things that are happening on the Witch's Road because she never went on the Witch's Road.
Mm.
She's told the legend is that she's been on the Witch's Road. The only person who's ever gone.
Yeah.
Only survivor of the Witch's Road. Yeah, so then we finally cut back to Billy in his room.
Just want to say, my favorite in that montage was definitely like 80s goth Agatha. The sunglasses.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
So then we cut to Billy, and it turns out Agatha's a ghost.
All along.
Well, now. Since she died.
Wonder what the choice was that when she turns into ghost, ghost,
when she gets old.
She has to get like old, grey hair and everything.
I think that is probably more of a nod to both, well, mostly the comics, where, again, she died and then came back as a ghost.
Which is grey hair.
To coincidentally lead Wanda down the Witch's Road. The actual Witch's Road. And then...
So there's a real Witch's Road, is what you're telling me.
In the comics, there's a Witch's Road.
Okay.
An actual Witch's Road, I believe. From my cursory glance of an article that Marvel posted today called Agatha Harkness is a Ghost.
Did you read that before or after?
After. Just before I was... This episode, you know. But also in the Midnight Sun video game from a couple of years ago, Agatha Harkness appears in that game as a ghost. Check that out. It's a great game. So yeah, probably ties into that, the older kind of thing, and obviously she doesn't technically have her powers anymore, so this would be closer to her real age, I guess, or likeness She didn't have any abilities, and she kind of confirms all the thoughts that Billy's had that she created the Witch's Road. And they kind of consoles him, and he's like, "Oh, I killed all those people. It's my fault that Lilia, Jen, and Mrs. Davis are dead." It's like, can't really blame yourself. But also he helped Jen get her abilities back, and Jen pulls herself out of the ground and flies off, never to be seen from again.
I just found that article that you were reading.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd be very funny if you saw that, like the fact that it was published today, and it's like
I think it was published after the episode came out.
That would make more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I just skimmed the top part here. It says that it's like Nicholas and his mystical children, Salem 7, tried to capture and kill Agatha. I'm like, well, that didn't.
No, I think in the comics, Nicholas is the leader of the Salem 7. Yeah, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, a bit different.
But
the Fantastic Four stepped in and stopped them.
Yeah. And then canonically, Agatha Harkness was a babysitter for the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, well, she could be still.
She could. There's still time. Who knows? I can't remember exactly what happens next, but we cut to Billy.
After you're right so far.
Yeah, Billy goes to Agatha's house.
Yeah.
Agatha's there like, "Oh, what's she doing?"
Yeah. She's awkwardly laying on the
washing machine.
The angle of which she's laying on the washing machine does not look right at all. Like it didn't look like enough. It didn't look like she actually laid down and they like CGI'd her into a ghost afterwards. Looks like they placed her there based on obviously like a green screen shot or something. But it just looked weird. Like I don't know if it was meant to be like seductive laying on top of a washing machine, like sort of that sort of pose or what. But I just found it very odd.
Yeah. So then Billy starts doing a ritual, puts a circle down on top of with the Witch's Road, doors that he created, I guess. And then he starts a banishment incantation, wanting to banish Agatha from this realm to wherever Hellscape is.
Question for this: why did he need to do this at the on top of the door? Because really, what he's using is the pendant thing.
I don't know. I think he originally went there to close the Witch's Road. That was his initial plan, but then Agatha got on his nerves. And Agatha's like, "No, I can't go because I'm too scared to face him." And she whacks the pendant out of his hand and is able to take it for herself. Then Billy closes the Witch's Road. Like, hey, we
engraves it.
We can be a coven, coven of two,
No, he engraves it with the.
He engraves it with all those who died.
Yeah, because he feels really bad about killing people. Yeah.
Even though he didn't kill them, and they. I guess no.
Well, he did. He killed 3 of them. It's his
they died because of what he did.
He created a fucking basically saw trap for witches.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's manslaughter, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a real world analog.
Yeah, I feel like it's manslaughter.
I mean, it's not your fault if you get lost in the woods and then people come search for you and they die in the process.
If you create the woods and then lead people into it and they die because of that.
They die in a fire. No, that doesn't work either. Yeah.
If you lead someone into a house and then chuck a match on it, whose fault's that? You didn't kill them. The fire did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you started the fire.
Yeah. Well, no. Hey,
you did start the fire.
We didn't start the fire. Yeah,
no, you did. Yeah. So then we end with Agatha and Billy gonna go find Tommy.
Apparently, wind affects her. Is that
what,
real
fire?
Thing for ghosts? No. You know how when the doors open, the very big gush of wind comes through and it makes her hair all fly and stuff. Is that a known thing for ghosts? That wind is a because he
could be.
Yeah. It's a choice.
It's a choice,
Yeah, so I mean, none of this really surprised me because I remember I read a couple of weeks ago the going theory was that, or the leak or whatever, is that they were setting up for a sequel series, not called Agatha Season 2, but it would be called fucking Billy finds Tommy or something. I might be making that part up, but but the leak / rumor was that the idea is this to lead into another miniseries.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense, you know. So yeah, how do you feel about the show overall? I guess then
I enjoyed my time with it. I definitely feel like it's the best in a world where we've had so many shitty comic book movies in this year. Some would say this is the worst comic book movie year since the you know what we've kicked off the MCU. I feel I don't know. You fucking try and debate that. Try and debate that this is the worst comic book movie year since shit started. Try and explain how that's not a true statement. You can't.
I mean, we had Deadpool and Wolverine this year, which we might have not 100% loved it.
Yeah, but it's one movie.
A lot of people loved it.
Yeah, one movie, cool.
And then I guess
the rest, including The Crow, Hellboy, Crooked Man.
Hellboy apparently is fine.
I'm just saying it's even if it's fine, it's the
Madam Web and Madam Web and Venom pull everything down. So
yeah, and then we got Craven as a wild card yet. So
it could save everything.
And what other series happened this year?
The
fact I can't even remember is terrible. You know, we talk about them on here. Have I talked about another thing on here that I don't remember?
Echo, which we didn't watch.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
we're good, aren't we? Yeah. So
we sure
are. I would say that I enjoyed this more than anything else comic book that I've watched this year. Maybe I'd like Echo more, but I didn't watch it. Hey, there you go. So it's got that going for it, but I feel like it was a little bit messy. But it was a windy road, and I went down the Witch's Road, and overall had some fun performances and stuff. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when it went for the feels at times, I'm not sitting there crying, but I feel like it, over the course of these 9 episodes, the episodes that went for the feels a bit more, like last week and this week and stuff was good. And yeah, I mean, part of me sort of wishes it stuck more tonally towards that the first episode, but I don't know, different show, I guess. But yeah,
I mean, technically it kind of did, because each trial was no, I guess not.
Because she wasn't locked into the car.
No, it's slightly different. Like his time thing is different.
Yeah,
because he was causing what was happening in each trial in the costume changes, much in the way Wanda was changing the sitcom style every week.
Yeah,
so which I think cool to think back on as well. Like
I definitely
the weird kind of ties. Yeah,
I don't think the show's anywhere near as good as WandaVision. And I'm only comparing it because A, it's a sequel, and B, it's from the same
involves a lot of the same character.
And it's created by the same person. So showrunner's the same person. Jacques Schaeffer, is that
Jacques Schaeffer?
Jacques Schaeffer. Sorry, I pitched a J and assumed you had to say it that way. It sounded cooler that way. Jack, whatever, cool. Jacques.
Yeah, I obviously had a great time. I think the journey over the season has been really enjoyable. And like the twists and turns and all that kind of stuff. And then, all the reveals are really fun. It's like, like the end credits, that was his bedroom the entire time, probably. Just different things that he's had around the room, because he became super obsessed with.
Did you watch it right to the end where it starts showing his room more in those couple seconds?
Yeah. So that was cool.
I just thought of the most inflammatory thing I could say on this podcast.
Okay, go ahead.
Penguin's the best comic book thing we've had this year.
I mean, probably. I just I don't think that's that inflammatory.
Yeah, I just feel like because it's a Marvel podcast, obviously.
Yeah.
I was
just gonna
down the road, down the Witch's Road. Gonna miss that song,
I mean, yeah.
What's next? Daredevil in March.
I mean, technically, yeah.
Yeah. Big year for comic book movies next year, Ash.
Yeah. Okay. So, Kathryn Hahn was nominated for Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Limited Anthology movie series. Do you see her potentially being nominated again for Agatha All Along. I mean, she would be lead technically. So
no shot in hell. Do you really think there's a chance?
I mean, it just depends on how strong the field is, but I don't think.
No way.
I don't know. I think maybe, yeah.
No. You're incorrect. Move on.
Okay. Move on.
Yeah.
I guarantee you one thing. They'll win Best Song at the Gamies.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. Let us know. Unless you've got anything else you want to talk about.
I was wrong. The next thing is actually Captain America Brave New World in February.
I mean, technically you're wrong. Again, we'll get into that.
What? Well, Craven? We're not counting that, are we?
We'll get into it when we've just about sign off. Anything else you want to talk about?
No, okay. You go on, because I feel like you're leaving me
all right
now.
Let us know what you thought of Agatha All Along by going to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter, or jump to Discord at explosionnetwork.com/Discord, or find us most places on social media at Explosion Pod. If you want to help us out here in all new Marvelcast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or on Podchaser. Leave us 5 stars, and you can leave 5 stars, or just tell people about the show. And if you've enjoyed this episode, thought it was worth $1, head on over to our Ko-fi page at explosionnetwork.com/support. The next thing on the docket is What If Season 3.
Okay.
It starts December 22nd. We didn't cover Season 2.
Did you watch it?
No, because we didn't do this podcast.
Yeah. Do I care?
If we do, we might just watch. I don't know how they'll be releasing it. We'll figure it out. Other than that, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man starts on 29th of January next year.
Isn't that... That's not MCU, though. That's its own universe, isn't it?
It's currently listed on the Wikipedia article for Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 5.
We'll see about that.
We'll see. Otherwise, yes, Captain America Brave New World, February 14th, 2025. The next TV show after that will be Daredevil Born Again, March 4th.
Yes.
I don't know. Are we going to watch...
First proper TV show.
Are we going to do a catch-up or a recap or something? I haven't watched the Daredevil TV.
Or Daredevil. I mean, we can do. We'd have to start now, basically.
Planning.
Yeah.
I mean, at bare minimum, I think we need to watch the Ben Affleck.
We can watch Daredevil. I don't know if I have it in me to watch
all the episodes.
All of it. That said, Jessica Jones, which you haven't watched, is also an old-timer, so it's hard. It's a very hit and miss.
So we'll see where the schedule
Daredevil
of
season
is.
1 season 1 I love Daredevil. Season 2 I love the first half, and then I didn't like the second half. So I mean, it's a
There's a lot of seasons, right? Is it a 4?
3? I think maybe this 4. I don't know.
Anyway,
and then you get to watch the cross universe, Ash. What was that called?
The Defenders,
which I watched and can't remember. Sigourney Weaver was it?
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll figure out what we're going to do next. But you make sure you join us next time for another all new Marvelcast.